Hello everybody, welcome to the first game of BQC 2019. We're on pitch 2 and with us today we've got the Bournemouth Banshees and the MEGALODONS. It's the second team of the Velociraptors Quidditch Club. I'm Zach Cox and I'm joined here today by my good friend Gavin.
Yep, hello, this is me, Gavin Hughes.
And we're about to get started on this game. So I'm from the north of England, you're kind of Scotland. This
Well,
sort of
not
southern
kind of Scotland.
Scotland, fine. But I'm mainly relying on your expertise of southern teams here because I don't know anybody on Bournemouth at all.
Well, back when I played in the south, Bournemouth barely existed, so we'll see how this goes.
I'm just going to know the names of lots of Raptors people and not very many.
See, I was banking on you knowing the Bournemouth players because I know the Raptors people.
So yeah, this might just be two people shouting into a microphone about Quidditch.
I suppose if we can make reads into the way the game's played, that will add value regardless.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
We are expecting Megs to smash this one, right?
I would think so, yeah. Although Bournemouth have a few stubborn, experienced beaters. They got Graham's Apple here on the far right wing, beater setting up. He's the one to watch on Bournemouth. I'd say he's an extra vet. Already.
He's kicking it! Ah! Was that in? Oh! Hutton! Good lord!
And so the first goal of the tournament is probably the goal of the tournament.
Oh, I wish I wasn't holding this microphone so I could clap.
I'll do the clapping for you.
Magnificent!
That's the sort of one that deserves a Latin American style goal.
Right, so
And cut
nice
in from the
beat
left
there.
wing. Good pressure from Hutton to keep him out.
Meg's on with double mill beaters, pressure on, but
Yeah, Burkett cleans up, and they're hitting the counter. Oh. That's Mike Lewis on the ball there.
drops it a little bit, fumbles, maybe not with the sudden impact they want from that counter, but I think it's going to be fine anyway.
Yeah.
He's off his broom, not sure what happened there. Cat Jack's got hands on. Distributed back to Marshall. Sven.
That's
Done it again.
nice play to pull them right deep in front of hoops and then drag the play behind.
Yeah. Because when that happens, you dish it back. That's where the beaters are looking. Okay,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Bournemouth trade, but Meg's retained two bludgers.
Looks like so far Phil Brown's been able to contain Graham's Apple, which is what Megs really need because he's the star player on Bournemouth.
Right, so it's a bludger down here on the floor. I think.
Looks like Burkett's claiming it. Phil Brown with the pocket carrier, Mike Lewis. Lewis takes the shot.
Oh,
Rebounds potentially off a beater there.
see if
Marshall
Marshall's
bringing it
got
back
the
in.
shot. Oh,
Finishes it.
very nice. It's really nice to see these Raptors players being so capable at shooting. Little scrap on the ground over there between two beaters. Let's see who can get to it first to clean it up.
And it looks like Bournemouth clear up, but then Phil
Megs
Brown
again.
counters.
Megs are going to get bludger control, but Bournemouth are going to go at it anyway.
Oh.
Good tackling from Mike Lewis. And then hands on for Megs.
Hutton cleans it up.
So, Phil Brown comes in quite aggressively, misses the beat, presses on, but Mike ducks and gets it right in the hoop. He's got long arms, that lad.
And a really good long shot. He can shoot with a relatively high percentage from just over the halfway line.
Played water polo for years, which is where that
explains
comes
it,
from. Yeah. Right,
It's interesting what sports sort of provide the crossover of skills for shooting, actually. Because you get lots of, for example, basketball players who are great at marking and off-ball movement, but shooters, they often come from places like odd places like water polo. Tennis players often are great shots.
The basketball players are trying to loop it in their heads for a hoop that's facing the wrong way. So, really nice angle here. Phil Brown's coming in from behind, draws a bit of pressure, and then there's a trade. Mike's got long arms,
Nice
that
touch
shot's
on
not going over. Raptors.
You got Hutton dropping long, looking for the pass. But Lewis goes for the shot instead.
It was a little bit wide, goes off the hard boundary into the hands of the goal ref.
Maybe a little bit overconfident play from Megs there.
You do when you're 30 up in the first 3 minutes. So, we said that Bournemouth's strengths was their really consistent beating, and so far we've seen Megs hold bludger control for like 95% of the game when the ball's not on the floor.
To be honest, I suspect that they've taken time specifically to neutralise Graham's Apple, knowing him to be their biggest threat.
Okay. So you think they're going to run a sort of aggressive double male strategy while he's on the pitch?
I can see it because Graham's got a high tempo and he's scrappy. He's the sort of player that's very hard to...
Oh!
That was a close one.
Yeah.
But Graham's certainly the sort of player it's hard to get control back off of once he takes it from you. So
Right.
I think their objective is probably to turtle on possession to remove that necessity.
Abby Harris on the pitch, runs on.
Oh,
Just lost that first pass. Yeah. Abby's a QUK old guard. They used to play for Team UK back in the day, so...
If I'm not mistaken, has been on Team UK for a lot more consecutive years than any other player. I could be wrong.
Maybe. Out with
I
a
think
while of
that's
a
a
knee
fact.
injury, which is why
Yeah.
we see that quite heavy brace. Right? Beaters trade. It looks like Bournemouth are going to pick up bludger control, but it's not going to matter because they've lost the quaffle. Fran V somehow pressing with one bludger. Quite impressive. Hutton gets a hold on. Moves confidently down the left flank, shoots it over to Abby Harris.
Of course, it's interesting to see that Fran's on with Phil. They both obviously used to play together.
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah. Right. Oh.
Trying to pull the play wide, but Bournemouth cover.
Oh. Misses the shot again. Just put it through the hoop, Mike. These guys aren't going to be... they've got control.
At that distance, really, Mike could probably take the chance of driving in a little, taking a pop shot instead of bulleting from that range.
Still not bad play now. So Climo wants to chase. Jess Lee as well. Some Chester players coming on here.
It looks to me like they're trying a couple players that have experience with each other at their former clubs.
Yeah, seems like a good plan.
Yeah.
Now we've got Fran
Taking
and Ian.
advantage of the chemistry that pre-exists.
Yeah, Fran and Ian here. Another York combo and then a Chester chaser combo. Climo goes in for a scrappy tackle, puts him on the ground, but the beat is there. There's no follow-up. Oh, and then Ian just shooks it in.
Strong pressure from Climo on the point.
Yeah.
And he gets the
Yep.
turnover.
Yeah, second reset that was. So backcourt effectively declared there.
Yep.
Climo's going to put it in.
Just the play, but can't get the pass.
Bit wide. Yeah. Bournemouth got too many beaters there for that to work.
Yeah. Well, it seems like Bournemouth are sitting their beaters deep, knowing that it forces Megs into more of a long passing game. They can't drive right through the middle.
Gotcha.
It's a pretty solid tactic against knowing that the
See.
Raptors Megs school of Quidditch relies on driving dish quite heavily.
Yeah.
To put your beaters front and centre right in front
Oh.
of the hoops there.
Teaming up on the tackles. Abby puts him down and then Mike picks up. Doesn't
Mike's got
seem
a
too many
counter
bludgers. One bludger in the way. He's going to dish it.
Climo's in the way. Yep. Narrowly avoids fumbling it. Manages to convert.
I would have heckled Climo for that, definitely. Right, so. Keeper's ball. Bournemouth hold control. Bit of a rare occurrence. Let's see what they can do with it. Zapel moves confidently up the right flank, trying to get behind and put some pressure on Ian. Fran drops to screen a little bit.
Climo with his signature dodge on the beat.
Oh, but the beat misses, and now they've gone from.
Ian Keenan cleans up. Yep.
Very nice. Okay, now
Warren's on the ball.
yeah, has come on for Mike.
Yeah, I can see Warren punching through the defence.
Yeah.
Rather than shooting the way Mike does.
Absolutely, he's very much a scrappier driver.
Yeah. I suspect that was a conscious switch made, but based on the fact that they need to try and punch through the middle of this thing.
Yeah.
Because realistically, the beaters sitting that deep, the long passes aren't gonna work so well.
Yeah.
Bournemouth, to be fair to them, they've adjusted because if you remember, the first couple of
Yeah.
goals were created by pulling the beaters forward and then switching the play long. And Bournemouth have refused to commit their beaters so heavily now to avoid that happening again.
See if this large man can make it count. Beat doesn't seem to hit. Looks like he hit Warren there from the lack of ref call, but he's still got his hands on it. Right. He starts to run, notices there's two bludgers, and then kind of slows to a trot.
The thing is, I think they know that they're defensively strong enough to pretty much shut Bournemouth out, so they can pace themselves.
Yeah.
They don't need to be urgent about pulling themselves out of range.
One thing I would say is this team has an absolutely fantastic snitch on pitch, Megalodons, for their weight
They do.
bracket.
Yeah.
Talking lots of very good beaters and some keen seekers in the likes of Morton. He's a bit of a roll, fumbles it, gets it through anyway. It's the kind of stuff that defences that long shouldn't happen. Like, by the time you've been there for that long, there should be a bludger in the way, but some kind of ref call here, not sure what it was. Got one of the far assistant refs making a call of some kind.
I didn't see it myself. So.
It was against Megs, so the goal might be quite good. I think that's what you point towards the team who has fouled.
Perhaps a groin injury there.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe just maybe he just got hit in the bollocks.
Let's hope he's all right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish that on any man.
Well, because we want to see him seeking later, so
Exactly.
always fun to watch him on his seeker.
Hutton's on instead. Speedy little man. Right, so Mel Piper on to beat with Ian. Fran subs after a bit. So last goal is no good due to Mel contact, due to back contact from Mel Piper there. So let's see what Bournemouth can do with the 6-5 advantage.
Yeah, I reckon with the type of lineup they are the sort of team that could take advantage of power play. There's lots of big people that like to run in straight lines.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah, they're quite a direct style of play, Bournemouth, and it looks like they're going to do exactly that.
Yep.
Just trying to punch right through.
The one bludgeon's well behind.
It's
Let's
really
see
a matter of whether they can get past Warren.
Oh! Scrappy, and he's got it.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
See whether Megs can punish them while short-handed.
Yeah. I think that their goal here is just going to be playing for 5 a minute down, play it super slow, absorb whatever pressure they've got, wait for their beat to come back on, and then see what they can do.
Really, I suppose it depends on whether Bournemouth try to commit beaters and take advantage. Because obviously they can stretch the play long as they were doing at the start of the game.
Okay, they put on little Sam Burkett, and his beat goes wide, which means we should see some pressure here from the Bournemouth beaters.
It looks to me at Bournemouth are just clearing out the receivers, knowing that they can afford to with the player down.
Oh, it's going to do it anyway.
Yep.
It's good.
So they could work a short-handed goal there.
We scored, so yeah. Sorry, I don't want to. Yeah.
Some debate here as to whether Mel was allowed to go.
Definitely not. Goal has to be scored against you rather than for you for that to work. Wouldn't be a very effective rule if it worked the other way. Yeah. Very confident keeping there, running into the 2 bludgers and still feeling like he had a chance to score by Warren. So good work.
I think that it's the sort of play that really distinguishes the top players, is that they know when to take those risks, you know?
So that nice swat by the Bournemouth keeper, but he knocks it out of his hand and then Hutton has a chance to go. Charlie takes a hit from the keeper.
Good defence there from Bournemouth.
Yeah, good stuff. Solid tackling.
Perfectly timed tackle just after the receive.
What's the score? 60-0.
Bournemouth have held them admirably, I think.
Yeah. After that first 2 or 3 minutes where they were acclimatising to the play style.
They've adjusted and they're playing smartly now. It's just a matter of, I think Megs just have a higher standard of player, which is kind of.
Oh, here we go. Let's see if
through.
he's got it. Oh! No good.
No. I think there's an extent to which Bournemouth's keeper is showing a little too much respect to Warren. So he's a bit tentative to run straight into him.
Yeah.
In that situation, he perhaps could have dunked over Warren because he was so close to hook. But instead, he chose to take the step round him.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes top players have that aura about them.
Yeah.
Where,
You just get scared.
Yeah, exactly. Particularly for a team like Bournemouth, I think it can't be easy.
Okay. So, Megs again with bludger control. Had a couple of subs. Jenny Benson and Mike back on in the green headband.
I think it's interesting the way that the tempo and style of play changes when Warren swaps for Mike. Mike seems to command a much slower pace of play than Warren.
Yeah, well, it's a shooting style rather than a driving style.
Yeah, which is interesting because it's not something that the Raptors school of Quidditch is necessarily known for, the slow passy style.
No.
Much more characterised by LQC.
All the
these
bludgers
days.
are on the ground. Let's see.
It's a
Ooh!
lovely block out there.
But Mike can do it again. He's still got some time and no bludgers. They're just lining up on the hoops. Someone needs to hit him.
See, this is the thing I was saying earlier, that when Mike fills that space, that slot just in front of the hoops, he can just pop it into any one of the hoops with a very high percentage. It's what he should have been doing earlier instead of taking the riskier long shots.
Looks like a times 11. Trying to work out what the ref call was. I think there was just a request for a time check. Didn't know if he was about to call a timeout or something. Okay.
Certainly no harm in calling a timeout. Not at this point, anyway.
I think timeouts are definitely an underutilised
Definitely.
weapon in the arsenal. Oh!
Trying to mimic the Hutton, but to no avail.
Well, that wasn't just because Hudson was doing it for style points. It was that lad just saw a beater coming at him and was like, I'm just going to kick it into the hands of the enemy keeper. No goals there. So Sash Steele on now to beat with Sam Burke.
It's a nice pick-up from Plymouth to keep that play alive.
And good
I
from
think
Hudson.
the real star of that play was Climo, I think, picking up the long shot right behind
Yeah.
hoops and recycling play. Really good vision to see what was developing and get in that position.
So the call higher coming from the Raptors sub-box here. So it sounds like they want a higher point and to make more pressure. It's quite interesting. This is very high here, like a definite conscious decision.
Climo steps round one, looks for the pass.
Oh. Our keeper's just a bit too tall for it to get into Morton's hands there.
His positioning's been quite good. I think all the Bournemouth keepers, their positioning have been reasonably good on the defence.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's not meant a load of points, I think Bournemouth's fundamentals have been really solid this game.
Yeah. I think it's the way that they understand the game is clearly at a higher level than the way they play it. You know, and and I mean that in a good way. That you could, they get what they're doing. It's just they perhaps need to drill it more.
Okay, nice little bludger trade there, and Megs get control, then lose it and scrap for it again. I think they're going to keep with two. Burkitt calls for the throwing back after beat, but it doesn't matter because they've still got two of them.
Mike looks to fill that slot and pop.
Ooh.
Nice pick up.
Oh!
Very nice play.
I love watching these two play together.
They link up really nicely.
Yeah. Higher up is the call again. They want to be messing around with them right in the keep box.
I think they're probably looking to get a very convincing PD for the knockout stages.
You'd hope.
Looks like Sash Steele's on now.
Yep.
As a beater.
Yep. Sash has.
Can play just about any position.
Yep. Over the years. Right. So. Right.
It's a rather risky beat from the Bournemouth keeper there, number 7. Climo's got the counter, but no, can't carry it through. Morton picks it up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's.
Since all the bludgers are on the floor in his own half, Mawson has a pretty easy time scoring there. So, want to see some big pressure here from Megs because that third bludger is on the floor over there, being handed by the goal ref.
Yeah.
Advanced a little bit too quickly for my liking, given the current number of beaters they're like. I think you want to be walking a little bit slower.
But then Megs didn't seem in much of a hurry to take advantage of that, so.
He's going to do it again. Goes wide, but there's a player behind. Let's see if Warren can nail him.
Nice read of that to pick that up by Mike Lewis.
Very nice.
And now they got Michael Warren on together.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if they play wider with a lateral reset and play Warren as a secondary driver.
Yeah.
I don't expect them to do that, but it'd be interesting to see if they swapped that sort of style from their usual sort of diamond setup. You know.
Yeah. One thing I'd say is that Warren isn't going to be able to do the same kind of things that Climo or Hutton is doing in that position because he's not got the same. He's more of a driver than.
Well, this is why I was
receiver.
thinking maybe it makes more sense to play him as a secondary ball runner. You know. But that's very much more the LQC style of play. It's, you don't really see that from Raptors and Megs.
Mike and Warren are good, but they aren't Tom Stevens and Seb Watts, sadly. Okay. Burkitt subs off after a while. He's replaced with Phil Brown.
Nice beat from Phil there to spill the bludger.
Get out me way! Cool. Okay. Nice
Phil's
turnover. Right.
Very, very solid play there. Abby Harris switches it to Warren.
Oh, who ducks it? I mean, he was standing still. So. Right, no bludgers. So let's see if Mike can drive it now. Seeker's being called by the pitch manager.
Mike manages to convert that.
Yeah, very nice.
And Phil catches Graham's apples beat there.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, we were talking a bit earlier about the Megalodon snitch on pitch game. Absolutely stellar Seeking. We've got Climo, we've got Morton, got Phil Brown.
I mean, that's more depth than a lot of right top tier teams could say, let alone sort of upper mid tier like Megs, you know.
Fran absolutely outplaying both beaters there. Absolutely beautiful. And then Warren just runs
the beater
in.
confusion just allows Warren the chance to drive directly.
Right,
So that's the style of play we've come to expect from this team. Is that is the very, very direct, create driving lane, full driving lane type of play.
Yeah. So, snitch here is Kieran Bishton. Not seen them work before, but I'm imagining it's going to be more of a sort of. It's not going to be a cardio.
I suspect
technique,
he's going to hold
guessing.
his ground. Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to have to do that against some guys as fiddly as Climo.
Yeah, I think it's a good choice to put Climo on against a slower, heavier snitch, because he can use his agility to really confound them.
Right. Drive on here from Abby. Let's see if she's going to offload it.
Cuts in.
Probably just won't need to. Oh, goes wide, but
she's pursuing the rebound.
Oh, come on! Put it in the hoop!
Oh, fantastic interception.
Yep.
Still in the hands of Mike Lewis though.
Right. So. Oh, some.
Absolute carnage here, really.
I'm watching the Sea King. Nice block from Fran. Climo's going to have some free time. Let's see how long it takes him to get it. Okay.
It looks like Kieran Bishton is taking perhaps more of a hybrid style. He's not really just holding them off, but rather using a bit of footwork as well.
So what Raptors... Kieran's going to have a hard time here because Raptors aren't going to be incentivised to protect too much. They're just going to want to score goal after goal after goal after goal, which is what you want to do when you're 80 points up. So against this Sea King line, with the amount of protection that he's going to have from the Bournemouth beaters, he's going to have a really rough time not getting caught here. So if he makes it to handicap, I'm going to be deeply impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. Bournemouth look like they're going for the goal catch here.
Yeah. Makes sense. You want to minimise your PD losses, so if you are going into lower bracket, then you want to do it there.
Draw for that bracket.
Yeah. Given that the other team in this group is Liverpool, I think that Liverpool have beaten Megs a couple of times at EQT. You're looking to third, fourth this tournament, which means you're immediately thinking about how well you're going to do in the lower bracket. If this is the kind of game you're having against the second seed team.
And Megs are probably thinking they want to get a larger PD as possible in case the game against Liverpool's marginal in either direction. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Which is conceivable. It's been marginal in the past.
You don't want to come into that second slot and in your round of 16 draw a team like one of the top 3 teams here.
Excuse me, I think you mean top 4.
Glasgow, whatever. Sure, fine, okay. If you think you can tango with those guys, then I'm down to allow that. Right, so bit of carnage near the Megs hoops. We've been rambling on about tournament seedings for a while.
The Bournemouth Sea Coke is just trying to get the measure of the snitch there.
Morton's on now, so they are going to try the slightly more cardio effect.
Morton looks like he's just waiting for a little outlet there.
I think they're happy just at the moment. Mike finally gets possession of the quaffle.
Morton going for his signature diving style.
Oh, I love watching it. Feels like every BQC tournament for like 4 or 5 years has been Morton diving at a snitch in the final and catching it. Oh, very close
nearly
there.
on his second dive.
Okay, so let's see Ian and Fran apply some Yorkshire technique to this off the defence. I think they're going to work with none here. Both get beat out on the offence and lose the bludger while they're at it, but Megs are going to have a go at scoring anyway. Doesn't work. So they are defensive seeking now. Look.
Yeah.
So I think
it looks like Bournemouth have decided to reassign their bludgers to the quaffle.
Or was that a fake? It looks like it might have been a fake just for a quick spin around, grab it, but
nevertheless, the bludgers are in the quaffle game.
Yeah.
Which maybe they're thinking they don't want. They've conceded the game, but they don't want to lose more points to the.
Yeah,
to the
that'll make
quaffle game,
sense.
Potentially.
Cold catch. I'm not sure if it was good. Did you see that?
I didn't even see it. I was looking at the bludgers over there.
Maybe that happened to Megs as well. Okay, so that would, if this is good, that would put the final score at 130-0. Yep. Which does that cap PD at this tournament?
No, hang on.
No, but what? It's QPD, isn't it?
I think it's PD.
Is it PD?
I think.
And in that case, 160 seems pretty close to the cap of 180, and probably 180. I've not actually read any tournament documents because I'm commentating rather than playing.
I should though.
Catch is good.
So there we go. Final score
is going to be 130-30.
Yep.
130-30 start.
130-30.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for listening, and hope you have a great day.